Now we're going to talk about the Dragon Pack. It progresses everything further, but also has a whole lot of different fun things. It's got more gift cards like they all do. It's got 3 more regions. It's got Canada, Mexico, and Great Britain. So it's kind of like the NAFTA pack plus the UK. So it has British police, the British Army, the SAS, has Mounties, Federales. It's got characters from those areas. Plus it has special rules imitating, simulating various aspects of those countries' backgrounds. So that you might have a different starting condition, for example, in Mexico and Canada, which you do. You have 2 heroes. They are Victor Steele and Bernice. Now, Victor Steele is a leader of men, but he's not necessarily super well organized. So he's really good at using troopers, not the same way that Professor Maxwell did. Instead, Victor is more along the lines of, I can use your troopers to cover for me, and he can get the most value out of the troopers. That's his thing. Bernice is an interesting character. Almost every horror movie, a lot of non-horror movies, have the character who has a terminal disease and is going to die, and then goes out in a big burst of glory sometime during the movie. I mean, Pacific Rim has this. A lot of things have this. But no, these don't ever appear in games, and I wanted to have one. So that's what Bernice is. Bernice is a police officer, and she has a terminal disease of some sort, probably caused by the demons, who knows? And so she is trying to go out fighting. And so her final gift is death with honor, and if she gets to that ability, then when she triggers it, she takes all of her courage she's earned, she puts it in the pool. Then she does a huge giant attack on the enemies, and then she dies, but it doesn't cost you doom. So she goes out in a big burst of glory, and sometimes it's enough to actually kill the demon lord if she's there with him, if he's been knocked down enough. Even if she's not, she can take out 3rd circle demons, 4th circle demons. It's really effective, and it's kind of the burst of glory. Of course, the trouble is, it's not so easy to get her to that burst of glory, because she's got to have all 6 of her, or at least 5 of her gifts. But it's kind of fun to have this character you're trying to get to and trigger this big attack. So a character like designed to terminate, but in a great way. So who's she facing up against? Well, obviously every demon you own she can fight, but you also get the 3 new 4th circle demons, which we'll talk about. We have the Incendiary, which, as you're probably not surprised to hear, is a fire-based demon. When he spawns, all the heroes catch fire, and it's just as good as it sounds it is. And then he keeps setting you on fire throughout it. Then we have the Nukkalavi, a feared and terrifying creature. Now what the Nukkalavi does is when he appears, he steals toughness from players and keeps it on his card. And then if he escapes the map, the toughness goes with him, and you've lost it forever, so you have to kill him to get it back. So he's not a demon you can ignore. You have to go after that toughness, or you're going to be weak for the whole rest of the game. Then we have the Elemental. Now the Elemental is not an elemental like a D&D elemental. It's more like a spiritual psychic elemental. And his effect basically is that he makes the demons more or less invisible, sort of phase out of existence. So it's really hard for you to see them, so you have to target them. It's harder for you to target the demons. It's harder for you to focus on the demons and kill them. It makes everything awkward about the way you fight, which is, why he's bad. And finally, we have one of my favorites, the Magdalene. So the Magdalene, when she spawns, she adds 8 extra 0th circle larvae, the limbo minions, to her area. And you can't attack her till you finish them off. And this isn't that she has 6 of them, she has 6 extras. So sometimes that's so many that you actually generate extra doom because you ran out of figures. But you have to knock them down, and by the time you kill the larvae, then she's really close to the exit, and then you have to now we have to kill her, and she's hard to kill because it's the 4th circle demon. But if you can pull it off, then of course it's glorious. But it's hard, and that's why she's a 4th circle demon. You get 2 demon lords. There is Lady Stroma, who is sort of based on Charybdis, of Scylla and Charybdis, and her thing is that she comes with a special plate on her figure where you can put a hero. When you go to fight her, one of your heroes is put on that plate, and he can't leave it. He's got to stay there, and she only attacks him. But she doesn't roll to hit him, she just does straight damage to him. And so after 2 or 3 turns, he's always dead, and you can't escape her. So the problem with her is a lot of demons, we actually have our tips and tricks that said, go in there, hit the demon several times before you pull back out and try it again. to kill the Demon Lord. With her, you want to go in there as few times as possible, because when you go in to fight her, one of your guys is going to die. So be ready for that. Know who your target is that you want to have die, and that guy better be up with it, because, you know, that's how it's going to be. So, and the rest of you need to retreat from her before she kills him, because once she kills him, she's going to pick someone new. So she is really terrifying and hard to fight, and that's why she's a Demon Lord. Or I guess a Demon Lady, because she's as female as a demon can be. Then we have Lord Catan. Lord Cathan's ability is that he starts with no attack. That may not sound like a very good ability, but every time you hit him, you have to give him more dice. And you pick which dice to give him, but there's certain restrictions. So basically, over time, he accumulates more and more and more dice till when his hit points get pretty low, he's got this huge array of dice, and he's rolling D12s and D10s and D8s and all this stuff. And every time he attacks, it's this avalanche of dice, and eventually you have to retreat. But then when you go back, he still has all those dice, so he keeps getting stronger. And the weaker he gets, the more dice are accumulated, so it's kind of like this trade-off event with Lord Khan. So he's an extremely exciting Demon Lord to face. Now let's go on to the maps. You remember when we talked on the Void map that we talked about, we're trying to get to the moon base, look back, see what's going on Earth. We got to outer space, we got to the moon base, we stopped the Demon Lord shooting railgun demons to Earth, but then we looked at the Earth, and there's this miles-long monster walking around on the planet destroying it. It's the Hell Dragon. Let's check him out. Here we go. This is the Hell Dragon. Now, the Hell Dragon is this huge thing walking around destroying things on the Earth, operated by Hell, and we have to go stop it, of course, because we are the heroes. And so what we do is there's a cathedral located here. And that's our kind of our start area. Then there's a demon on the head, and there's a demon on the tip of the tail. And both these demons are generating minions to kind of come in through and accumulate at the cathedral. And what they do, the minions on the cathedral just sit there and they generate doom every turn. So you have to kind of wipe them out constantly and get rid of them. Now this introduces a new concept in the game, which is the Lesser Lord. The demon tail here has a Lesser Lord. This is just like a Lord, but only has a third as many hit points. So for example, if you were playing in a 4-player game and Lady Steno was your Lesser Lord, instead of 23 hit points, she would have a fourth of that, or a third of that, which is 8 hit points. So she's a lot easier to kill, but she's still a Lord, she still does the full damage, and she's kind of a pain to deal with. And if you kill her, then she stops generating these units. But then after you kill her and do all this fighting, you're kind of over here, and meanwhile these guys are pouring units through to the cathedral. So I guess maybe you should go fight him first, but he's really hard because he's a full-strength Lord. And if you're killing him, she's still generating things, so you're kind of like, it's obviously a difficult map because we're starting to get into the high-end maps now. And it's fun, you're on the top of the dragon, you're running around, and eventually you manage to destroy the cathedral, so the dragon goes temporarily inert, and then we find the awful truth, which is that the dragon isn't alive. It's a construct, and it's animated by demons inside of it. So we go inside the demon through the mouth, and there's demons in the organs. This is the brain. It's kind of where the cathedral was. It's not a regular internal organ thing because it's a hell monster. And here in the brain is the Demon Lord. These demons don't move. They just sit in the organs. And you have to go through them and pillage them out. Now, periodically, when the Lord track hits one, they'll generate doom, one for each organ that there's demons in. And they'll generate, and when they generate new demons, they pop out into any empty space. And if there's no empty spaces for the new demons to appear in, you lose immediately. So make sure something's cleared out for the demons. You also start with an extra fourth circle demon already there in the heart, doing whatever it does. So setting you on fire, making your ambushes kill you, whatever the fourth circle thing is, it's there currently active. So you start with one, which is also a pain. But at least it doesn't move around, it just sits there. So you have to get to it. You have to clear out the organs as best you can because they're generating doom constantly. But eventually you have to go to the brain and kill the Demon Lord. And it's a very unusual map, very popular among my players, though they moan and groan about the difficulty of it. And of course, it's creepy and loathsome to look at because it's all full of the guts of a demon. And that is the Dragon Guts map. That's the Dragon map. We've now gone through 6 different maps in our campaign. And remember that although there is this campaign, you can play each of the maps multiple times, and every time it's different because you have the new 4th Circle demons and the different demon lords and different heroes and different spawning techniques in different regions. And so it just keeps on, getting more fun with endless variety.